one of my new books is called Zing, Seven Creativity Practices for Educators and Students. And it is a series of 14 letters about creativity, prompted by teachers and librarians and professors who would say to me in private, I want to do what you do. Tell me how you write. Part of writing that book was to answer that question. So 7 of the 14 letters are about how we foster our own creativity. The other reason for writing the book is that I talk about those 7 practices as they relate to all of our students. So for example, if the first practice is, I have to believe in my creative self. Sometimes that can be hard for teachers and librarians, for most of us, right? Though we're adults and think of ourselves as somewhat poised, we can doubt our creative selves. But the first step in sort of fostering and nurturing our imaginative side is to believe that we have one. And I tell the story in the book that when I'll say to teachers and librarians, well, how many of you think you're creative? Inevitably someone will say, I'm organized. Well, I'm organized too, and that would be my answer. I mean, it's a hard thing. And we can feel almost a little arrogant about saying we're creative. We shouldn't feel that way. Everyone's creative. I do believe that. So I wanted to establish this very intimate voice and to be sharing what I think I've learned in the now almost 30 years of being a writer. I did many other things before. I was a teacher and a university administrator and a consultant. But really, at a certain point, I thought, I love reading so much, and I want to be a writer. And I think many people in education have that desire. So I wanted to share what I'd learned and coming up with these 7 creativity practices of, believing in yourself, creating the time to hear yourself, gathering your materials, diving in and beginning your project, being willing to revise, sharing, and then beginning the whole process again. So thinking for myself, what are the 7 steps I go through, or the 7 practices